Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikita Swan, and today I'll be doing a message for the sign of Virgo. Sorry, Virgo. I had Libra stuck in my head. Okay, so Virgo, we're doing a message for your sign. As always, all of the readings are timeless, so when the message finds you, then it is yours at the time in which you find it. I've done your spread today with the Ethereal Visions Tarot and the Dreamscape Oracle, so you'll be seeing a blend of both of those in your spread as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Okay. Not quite seeing how this is playing out yet. All right. We have the Emperor. It's actually coming up as like a future potential. The Emperor position being a future potential, because a lot of the energy in your cards today is it's very young. So I want to say this is like it's like your future potential. Your like well, actually what's coming up is like your truest success. Okay, so then on the split, we have, Luna Moth. Okay, this is making sense. All right, so we've got the Luna Moth. So the Luna Moth is, what it's doing is that's interesting. It's enticing your truest success, or enticing you to follow kind of like the road, if you will, towards your truest. Why is true coming up? Because we have the Six of Wands in your spread today, but this is like looking a bit more dignified, if you will. It's like aged, so it has more, I don't know, like I think we'll see. Okay, but anyways, there's the Luna Moth kind of represents a sorry, I'm feeling a little lost for words. The Luna Moth is representing like your internal guide, your internal compass. It's kind of like your, it's like your intuition, essentially. Because, okay, so let's just go right into it. Because this energy here is looking very similar. See, in the beginning of your reading, we're starting with the Six of Wands, and then it moves into the High Priestess. So there's like a play on the energies here. This kind of feels like a little bit more in the future, if you will, like your future potential success, whereas this is where you're currently right now. Okay. And then let's get an overall energy for Virgo. Luna is on the table right now, so well, I'm sure you probably just saw her tail. All right, then. All right, let's get a overall energy for Virgo. There we go. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles. What this is talking about to me is like it's like you're it's like you're slowly marching towards this emperor energy, which I believe is it's definitely you. It's got to be you. Your reading feels very internal, perhaps because it's Virgo, but I digress. Yeah, so it's looking like there's your intuition. It's coming up as your guidance system, your internal guidance system is leading you down a road in which you're going to meet the Emperor energy. Okay, so we're starting off the reading with the Six of Wands. And this is presenting as, this is you. You are, very successful at this moment in time. Like, you have, what's coming up is like, you have a strong backing. There's a lot of people that are supporting you in your endeavors, and their support is really helping to push you forward into into the limelight, into the ultimate position, right? So you're coming up with all of this gravitas, and it's coming up as like a parade. Well, it's the Six of Wands, so it's like a parade, right? But it's like you're showcasing it. You're showcasing your success, meaning that it's anybody who wants to hear about this, your success, like, you're telling people about it. You're telling people the things. It's like you're telling people where you've been, what you've done, all of the things to get you on top of the horse. So it's like you're sharing the tales of your adventures, because the horse is now started to come up for me as like adventures. So you have a lot of backing, I want to say, for your next adventure, because you're coming up and you're meeting the High Priestess. And this feels like the High Priestess, it feels like an aspect of you. It's a very similar, I don't know, hopefully you guys can see this, because the High Priestess and the Luna Moth have a similar energetic signature. The Luna Moth is a little bit more enticing, whereas the High Priestess tends to stay. That's irrelevant, but what this is talking about is like this High Priestess energy is sitting in one place, and you are parading all of this success, backing, in front of the High Priestess. It's like I'm seeing the High Priestess like sitting off to the side. No, well, not off to the side, but it's like they're on, I don't know, are they on the throne? It's like they're sitting off and they're watching you, but your sole focus is to impress the High Priestess. So it's like you're gallivanting back and forth, and everybody's cheering, and the crowd is lively, except for she's like, I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see her face, let me see. But she's, she doesn't seem very impressed. There's something about her that doesn't seem very impressed. And it seems like she might be the only one that is not as impressed as everybody else is. And I feel like that's kind of what's leading you to want to keep like pushing this image, the image of the Six of Wands. It's because her reaction isn't like the others. So this, because I feel like this is very internal for you, it seems to me like maybe like an aspect of yourself is not satisfied or impressed with all of the success that you have reached thus far. And there's an eye contact here within the horse and the high priestess. It's like there's something going on here in the eye contact. It's like you don't know it yet, but the horse knows it. The horse can sense it. And what it's sensing is like a new, it's coming up as like a new adventure, a new path to walk. And that path being towards the Emperor energy. So this feeling here it's more youthful. I want to put words on it like naive. Not in a foolish sense, but in a just less experienced. And so the high priestess knows that it's like she's coming and like with this book, it's like she's giving you the travel plans for your next the imagery is very like medieval. Well, it's not medieval, but like that's what I keep getting. So I'm getting like quests and things like that. So it's coming up as like she's like handing you the travel plans for your next quest. And she's like, okay, yeah. What you've done thus far is beautiful. That's the thing. She's impressed, but she knows that there's a potential for more. There's potential for more. The more, right? You see, he's filling up the whole frame. Like here, it's like it's almost all of the horse is filling up the frame. You're there, but you're actually in the background. That's what it's talking about. The high priestess is wanting to pull you to the foreground, to pull your truest victories to the foreground. So she's giving you kind of like a travel plan in order to like go along that path. So we're following it up with, it's like, okay. We're following it up with the Eight of Cups. And when you finally stop gallivanting in front of the high priestess and you actually approach her, it's like all of a sudden everything else disappears. All of the backing, all of the crowd, all of the external support, however that might look for you, it's like suddenly it disappears. Because I'm seeing this image here, this figure here as, the one on the horse. It's like he had to get down, you know what I'm saying? To like look at the high priestess. So the high priestess is presenting here as the moon. And it's like all of a sudden you feel very much, it's like that icon. It's a very, it's a narrow focus between you and the high priestess. It's like those supporters, all of that stuff, they could still be there. But when you speak with the high priestess, it's like everything else disappears. And it's like the eye contact is very focused. So in this Eight of Cups here, hang on, I'm noticing there's a difference. he's got the wand as well. And he has the wand here. Is this, what is this? This is like another crown. It's like when you approach the high priestess and she's giving you the roadmap to your truest success, you're realizing that all of the things that you achieved previously to this point are, well, they're not it. I'm not going to say, I don't want to say that they're not, like you're just tossing them away, you're throwing them away, like they weren't actually successful, because they were, but they're not the truest form is what's coming out, the truest form. So those are being like left behind. Like these achievements are being left behind, especially with the Eight of Cups. You're leaving your former achievements behind so that you can then now go and follow this high priestess energy. The high priestess is almost like a guide. Okay. So your intuition, you're being led by your intuition. And I'm seeing, let's just flip this over so that we can have the moon on the correct side. What I'm seeing here is as the moon is like dipping behind these mountains, it's like you're not wanting to lose contact. Eye eye contact. You're not wanting to lose the contact. So what it's doing is it's for like as this moon is like dipping behind below, it's forcing you to get up. It's almost like because it's enticing you. That's what this is. That's what the Luna moth is. It's enticing you. So it's enticing. This is fascinating, because I often see in the Eight of Cups, this is he's a hermit. This is the hermit in the Eight of Cups. But the hermit is Virgo, of course. The hermit is the emperor in solitude. So it seems to me like because you don't want to lose this connection, you're leaving the crowd behind. You're going into solitude. And this future success for you, perhaps it's actually like once the solitude is over, once this adventure, this quest of yours has finished, it's like then you're going to be in the emperor position. You'll be back in the public eye. I feel like that was really future focused. Like out of nowhere. All right. So you're following. It's enticing you to follow this trail as the moon starts to dip behind the mountains. So you're following. And shortly, well, I mean, you can't follow the moon, right, forever, because eventually the sun starts to rise. And that's what's happening here in the Fool energy, is that you've been following this your intuition, your high priestess energy, and it's led you into the Fool energy. The Fool energy is the embodiment of the new adventure. Because I'm seeing it's like you've gotten past all of these mountains. And the mountains could be symbolizing like obstacles or obstacles that are like obstacles and challenges. But even though there are obstacles and challenges, you see this pathway here? It's a very distinctive path. So as long as you stay on path, as long as you remain in contact with your internal guidance system, then it's like you're gonna make it past the mountains, and then when the sun is there, you're in the new adventure. So this is implying to me that there's like a in between stage that you're going through, that you will be going through now. I don't know if it's now, but I don't know exactly like how you're experiencing it. You could be, you know, in the Six of Wands energy now, or you could be in this kind of like more solitude hermit, or you could be, you see what I'm saying? This time is irrelevant. All right. So what I've noticed here is that it's like you've downsized. So this in-between moment is, well, you're downsizing. In preparation for your new adventure, you've downsized. Because you can't take everything with you. So it's like, okay, yeah, you're leaving behind your former achievements, and you're trading out the horse energy for the dog energy. I'm noticing the correlation because they are both white. The horse energy talks about it's interesting because I want to say freedom, but I'm being reminded that this horse is it's in tackle. So I was looking to see if the dog had a collar on, and he doesn't. So that's talking about like being directed. So what's being traded out is you being direct. Okay, here we go. It's you being directed by the crowd. So when you're in this Six of Wands energy, it can be the potential for you to be influenced by the crowd to give the crowd what they desire, what they need, is a lot higher because you're trying to maintain the Six of Wands energy, trying to maintain that higher status. All these little ducks. But in this one, because there is no crowd, you're able to go as you please, essentially. Like you're not under the sway of any expectations from the crowd, from the supporters, from your background supporters. You're on your own. You're doing your thing, and that's what the not having the collar and the tackle is signifying. The dog is there's like a juxtaposition between freedom and loyalty. It's interesting because loyalty is kind of coming up as, well, having ties. You're being loyal can sway you to the desires of your supporters. So it's like your loyalty has shifted from all of this to yourself. It's like you're more loyal to yourself. You traded out. Well, it's coming up as like a false sense of freedom, and perhaps a little bit of security. In your security in your social status. It's interesting because the emperor has a lot of security in his social status. He's the emperor. So it's like you're leaving it behind so that you can find it again in a more like solid, it's more solid. Okay, Virgo. I'm going to pull some more cards and do the part 2. If you're interested in watching that reading, the link for it will be in the comments section. All right, see you then.